Arizona mom who butchered children with meat cleaver learns fate. Yui Inoue, a 44-year-old woman, has been sentenced for the brutal murders of her two young children. The crime involved a meat cleaver and resulted in over 100 blows inflicted on each child. The sentencing took place on May 2, 2024, marking the end of a harrowing legal process. Inoue received 2 consecutive life sentences for her unspeakable actions. Her conviction in February included charges of murder, child abuse, and disorderly conduct. This sentencing aims to provide a measure of justice for the victims and their surviving family. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. The court handed down 2 natural life sentences for the murders of 7-year-old Kai and 9-year-old Mia. These sentences ensure that Inoue will spend the remainder of her life in prison. There is no possibility of parole. In addition to the life sentences, Inoue received an additional 35 years for child abuse and disorderly conduct. This additional sentence will be served consecutively, further emphasizing the severity of her crimes. The court sought to reflect the profound harm caused by her actions. The tragic incident occurred in Tempe, Arizona, back in May of 2021. Police responded to a domestic disturbance call at Inoue's apartment, setting in motion a series of events that would end in unimaginable horror. The apartment was located near the intersection of Mill and Southern Avenues. The disturbance involved Inoue and her ex-husband, highlighting a period of intense personal turmoil. The couple had recently finalized their divorce, adding to the emotional strain. Their arguments centered on financial matters and Inoue's plans to relocate to Japan. Inoue's ex-husband reported her physical aggression and the use of a meat cleaver during their argument. He stated that Inoue had destroyed his electronic devices with the cleaver. Fearing for his safety, he left the apartment before the police arrived. Upon arriving, police found the children alive and asleep, seemingly unharmed. After assessing the situation, the officers left without taking further action. This decision would later be scrutinized in light of the subsequent tragedy. Shortly after the police departed, Inoue launched a brutal attack on her defenseless children. She held each child down and struck them repeatedly with the meat cleaver. The sheer violence of the attack is difficult to comprehend. Prosecutors estimate that approximately 100 blows were inflicted on each child. The repeated strikes with the meat cleaver left no doubt about Inoue's intent. The scene was one of unimaginable horror and brutality. Following the murders, Inoue attempted to clean the crime scene, indicating a degree of premeditation. She showered and placed her blood-stained clothing in a trash bag, attempting to conceal evidence. She also partially washed the murder weapon. Inoue then packed a bag containing her passport, cash, and jewelry, suggesting an attempt to flee. She covered the children's bodies with trash, a mattress, and other household items, further obscuring the scene. Finally, she locked the apartment and left. Inoue went to a nearby police station, initiating the chain of events that led to the discovery of her crimes. She told an officer that she heard voices and saw blood, presenting a disturbing narrative. She claimed the voices told her she had killed her children. Acting on her information, police returned to the apartment and discovered the children deceased. The scene confirmed the horrific nature of Inoue's confession. The discovery marked the beginning of a complex investigation. Despite her earlier confession, Inoue denied killing her children during the sentencing hearing. She claimed that her children were alive and currently with her parents. She stated that they were spending quality time with her parents. This denial added another layer of complexity to the case, raising questions about Inoue's mental state. Her statements contradicted the overwhelming evidence presented during the trial. The judge and attorneys present were visibly unmoved by her claims. Judge Jeffrey Reuter described the crime as unimaginable, expressing the profound shock and horror it evoked. He emphasized the incomprehensible suffering endured by the children, highlighting the tragedy's impact. His words reflected the gravity of the situation. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell condemned the crime in the strongest possible terms. She praised the diligent work of law enforcement and prosecutors in bringing Inoue to justice. Mitchell's statement underscored the commitment to holding perpetrators of such heinous acts accountable. This case serves as a stark and painful reminder of the devastating impact of violence, particularly on the most vulnerable members of our society. It underscores the critical importance of protecting children and addressing the root causes of such tragedies. We must remain vigilant in our efforts to prevent future acts of violence.